Welcome to the world of amateur radio, often called ham radio. This is a hobby that blends technology, geography, community, and public service. Whether you want to talk to astronauts, communicate during a natural disaster, or just chat with someone in a different country without the internet, this is how it works. At its core, amateur radio is the use of radio frequency spectrum for non-commercial exchange of messages, wireless experimentation, self-training, and emergency communication. Unlike a cell phone or the internet, ham radio does not rely on infrastructure. If the power grid goes down or cell towers fail, ham radio operators can still communicate using a battery, a radio, and a piece of wire thrown into a tree. Amateur radio is much more than just talking into a microphone. You can talk globally using high-frequency HF bands by bouncing signals off the ionosphere to talk to people on other continents. You can connect your radio to a computer to send email, text, or images over radio waves. Email privileges are not there in my region. Space communications. You can talk to the International Space Station as it flies over your house, or use amateur radio satellites to relay signals across the country. Advanced operators literally bounce radio signals off the moon to communicate with the other side of the earth. You can join groups like Amateur Radio Emergency Service to provide backup communications for hospitals, marathons, and disaster relief efforts. There are regional variations in privileges depending on local jurisdiction. You cannot legally transmit on amateur frequencies without a license. This scares some people off, but it is easier than you think. A common myth is that you need to know Morse code. In most countries, including the US and UK, this requirement was dropped years ago. In India, you can get restricted class license without Morse code, while you still need to learn Morse code for a general class license. The US system is taken as an example. Technician class entry level, a 35 question multiple choice question test gives you access to local frequencies VHF, UHF. General class opens up the world bands HF for global talk. Amateur Extra, the highest level with full spectrum access. Full spectrum means full amateur spectrum. Note, licensing names vary by country. Example, Foundation in the UK or restricted grade in India, but the tiered concept is similar. Shack is the pet name given to the amateur radio room. You do not need to spend thousands of dollars to start. The handy talkie, it's also called HT in short. You can buy a basic handheld radio like Bofeng UV5R or QRZ1 for under $30. This gets you on local repeaters. Some repeaters located at very high elevation may give you access to long distance stations as well. A mobile base station is a slightly more powerful radio usually installed in a car or on desk, costing approximately $150 to $400. HF base station, the big rigs for talking around the world. These can range from $500 to $10,000+, requiring larger outdoor antennas. What brings you to amateur radio? The maker spirit. It is known as home brewing in amateur radio. Building your own antennas and soldering kits is a huge part of the hobby. There are nets scheduled on air meetups for everything. The content may vary from region to region. It is the ultimate fail-safe communication method. Very often, radio amateurs are called upon to give communication assistance when regular communication grids fail in natural disasters. So, what are you waiting for? Go get in touch with your local amateur radio friends or amateur radio societies. Prepare for the examination and get your license. Soon you will be operating